a better performance compared to last year when they lost 11 seats. We can speak now to the Conservative leader of the council, Patrick Harley. Patrick, thanks for speaking to us on GB News. And you are still the leader of the council. How pleased are you with last night's performance?
Against the backdrop of what's happening nationally, I'm extremely pleased with the performance of the Conservatives locally here in Dudley. We entered this campaign with 46 seats, and we leave it still with 46 seats and a very commanding majority over our Labour opposition.
Yeah, but you did lose a few members, a few people in your team, especially your member for health in Wollaston.
That's right. I mean, politics is always bittersweet. We win, we lose, there is nothing in between. And although we picked up a massive gain from Labour in St James's Ward, which traditionally for over 40 years had been a really safe Labour seat, we won our second successive seat there. Unfortunately, bittersweet moment where we lose colleagues in other wards, lost 2 colleagues. But we gained 3 seats overall, and I think against the backdrop of national politics, that has to be a really good success story for Dudley Conservatives.
Yeah, how do you think? I mean, we've heard a lot about voters in London voting along national issues, along things like Partygate. What do you think the people of Dudley have been voting on? Local issues or national, or a bit of both?
A combination of both, and we could see that in the turnouts, particularly in some wards where they are traditional Labour strongholds, where we won quite easily last year, and yet this year, against that backdrop of a tough national background, we were snapping at their heels in their so-called safe seats. So a good night for the Conservatives locally, and I don't think the Labour Party locally really have a lot to crow about, because some of those so-called safe seats they only hung on to by majorities of just 100 or a couple of hundred. And without that national backdrop, I think they could have had more losses, quite similar to what they had last year.
Yeah, and going forward for the next 2 years, complacency, that's an enemy?
Certainly I think complacency with the Labour Party, no complacency amongst Dudley Conservative Group. We will continue to campaign and strive to add to our number. I'd love to see this group go to 50 strong, and I'm sure over the next 2 years we'll achieve that.
Actually, thanks for speaking to us. Really.